Hi FlossTube friends, it's Kara, the Granite State Stitcher, both here on YouTube and on Instagram. And first, a very warm, heartfelt, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Um, it is a special day. There's nothing like being a mother and then being a grandmother or a great grandmother, whatever the situation may be. So, and whether it's, your actual children or fur babies, you're still a mother, right? In honor of my fur babies being their mother, I actually went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning, got my coffee, but my Dunkin' Donuts will give the pup cups where they will, put whipped cream and then they put either a dog bone or a munchkin on the top. So I got 5 of those with the munchkin because I'm babysitting my son's dog for a week. So I have 5 dogs here. And that was my treat for them, to them, to celebrate Mother's Day on my behalf. So anyway, that was fun. So if you are new, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. This is my channel basically about cross stitching with a few other crafty endeavors thrown in from time to time, like quilting or knitting or crocheting. And hopefully you see something that might inspire you or enable you, either one. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming back to another video. So in my last video, I really didn't have a lot of stitching to show because, tax season, it was just impossible during the last 6 weeks of tax season to get any stitching done. So I have definitely made up for lost time. And it's so nice. It's so nice to be able to sit and stitch and have the stitching bug back. Yesterday, I went over to Salem and met up with the Southern New Hampshire Stitchers. They are a group of cross stitchers who meet at the local Panera there in Salem. And the group is organized by Mary Lou and Amy, who are the 2 cross stitchers. And I will have their link down below. And it was just so nice to get together. I met a bunch of new stitchy friends. There was a woman there named Joanne who is actually one of my earliest subscribers. So it was very nice meeting her face to face. You converse with these people through comments, but when you finally get to meet them in person, it's that more special. And then there was another woman there, very nice woman. She drove up from Massachusetts and she had like an hour and a half drive. But and her husband came with her, and what a nice guy. She just gave him the grocery list, and I guess he had a list of things he had to get at Home Depot, and she sat at Panera and stitched, and he went off and did the shopping. I guess the benefit for him is that there's no state sales tax in New Hampshire. But I thought that that was so nice. And we're sitting there talking about floss tubers that we watch, and she says, "Oh, yeah, there's a floss tuber I've seen from New Hampshire, and she films in her kitchen." We had such a good laugh about that. It was hilarious. And thank you, Andrea. I will continue filming in my kitchen for now until my craft room is completed. Someday, my daughter says she wants to come home this summer for a week or 2 and help me maybe finally get it finished. So we'll see. We'll see if her schedule allows that. So let's get into May. Um, let's start off with Mirabilia, the Mira May. So I had shared the Mirabilia projects that I was going to start for May, for Mira May, and kind of a change of plans. If you recall, I was going to start Lady of the Flag on May 1st because I'm doing the patriotic themed Maynia. And so if you recall, I had gotten this pattern from eBay, and I'd gotten it from someone who had already started it. So I got it at a very reasonable price. I didn't, pay the hundreds of dollars that is being put out there for now. But here is the pattern for those of you who have not seen it. It's the Lady of the Flag. And she had started it. This is the fabric that she sent with it. Hopefully it's not getting blown out. But it's like a light yellow, which surprised me when I saw it because I hadn't seen it in this light yellow shade before. And so she had started with the dress. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but I guess you can. So here's where she has started. Now, that just blends right into the fabric. So I don't know if maybe she just got discouraged after stitching all that for the dress and realized that it wasn't even going to show up, and that's why she decided to get rid of it. So when I saw this, I was like, well, I don't think I want to use this fabric either. I did try washing it and soaking it because I thought, well, maybe it's yellowed. But nope, still's the same color. And this is by Fabric Flair for Stitchery Express. And I know that Stitchery Express does a lot of the fabrics or sells a lot of the fabrics and the beads for the Mirabilia patterns. So I decided I did not want to use this, and I ordered the fabric that I have seen associated more with this pattern. It's still the We the People fabric, but it's by Fox and Rabbit, I believe, not Stitchery Express. And it is a browner color. I'll fold it. So it's definitely a lot more tan or brown. Compared to this color. I guess it's not really showing up that well. So I had to order this. So I did not end up starting this on May 1st. And this is a 30 count by the Primitive Hair. It's not by Fox and Rabbit. And I got this from Hobby House. They were selling this. And it specifically says on their website that this was designed by the Primitive Hair specifically for this pattern. So I'm going to see how I like. I may do the change on the dress. How they have the blue conversion. I was watching somebody's channel and they said that somebody has actually done a green conversion for the dress, but we'll see. So this one, I'm going to experiment with the floss, try to get those conversion charts and see if I can get this one started this week. So that was the change in plans for which Mirabilia was going to be started first. So the one that I did end up starting in its place was Angel of the New Dawn. And this I changed up too at the very last minute. I had ordered the called for fabric, which is Bonnie Blue, 32 count Bonnie Blue from Witchell. And I had ordered that fabric, and it's a gorgeous blue fabric. And I pulled it out to start it on May 1st. And just said to myself, you know, the name of this is Angel of the New Dawn. I should be stitching this on a fabric that more closely represents dawn. You know, like a pinkish, orangish, maybe purple, rose colored, not on blue. So I went and looked to see what I had, and I did have fabric that was a pinkish orangish tinge to it. I think this is called Blush. It is a 32 count, a 28 count, and I absolutely love it. I love it. Let me move my floss here. And I did start at the top. Now, I had a visit from the frog. So this is what I have started, and this is right here, the top of the arch. I ended up not having one of the colors, and it was one of the main colors that were up here. Let me bring this closer. So pretty. So I was jumping around trying to skip over where that color went. And in doing so, I was off down by one whole row. So when I went to stitch the in-between colors, they were off. And so I put this in timeout for a day because I was very angry at myself. And then I just picked it up and frogged it out and proceeded. In the meantime, I got the missing color in that I needed. So I love working on this. I love this fabric. I think this fabric is awesome. And it's going to be hard to put this down to start Lady of the Flag. And maybe, I don't know, I might keep this in the rotation. We'll see. So this is the one that I did start for Mira May. Since I am behind, because my plan was to start Adia and then do the Silver Dragonfly as my last start for May, and I was going to spend a week on each one. But since I am now behind on that, I think Adia is going to get taken out of the rotation. I think I'll just hold her off and start her at another time and just work on Lady of the Flag, figure that out, which colors I want to do, and then move on to the Dragonfly. So, but we'll see, you know, maybe I'll be in the mood to pull Adia out and at least get a couple stitches started in her because she's very pretty. So anyway, that is the status for Mira May so far. And now let's move on to Maynia. Okay, so for Maynia, I did the patriotic themed, and the idea is for me to work up a bunch of whips so that I can pull them out at any time I want to work on them and eventually have enough finishes to do a patriotic wall in my front hallway. So I basically took a look at all the patriotic patterns that I have in my stash and I put them on a wheel. And every day I've just been spinning it and choosing the pattern for the day. And it has worked out so well so far. I'm very excited. I have a lot started. So let's get started with Maynia. So the first one that was spun was Home of the Brave by Mystic Stitch Inc., designed by Jason Bullard. And of course, the first one I spun was going to be a full coverage, right? But this is going to look fabulous when it's done. So this is being stitched on just 18 count white Aida with all the called for DMC. And you're probably not gonna, the white probably isn't gonna show up too well. But I started at top left-hand corner. So basically it's this letter and then some of the confetti that's in there. And this is where I got to. So this will show up better once the deeper green is filled in on the bottom. And then that will help outline that letter. So yeah, this was a good 3 hours of stitching, and I'm happy, the progress that I made on this. I actually enjoyed this, so this will be fun. This will definitely be coming out. And the thing is that a lot of these I'll probably pull out in July, for 4th of July or, um, just to work on during the summer. So we'll see. The second one that was spun was 4th of July Rules. And this is by Primrose Cottage. And this is being stitched on a 20 count cork linen by Zweigart. And I love Primrose Cottage. I love both their quilting patterns and their cross stitch patterns. Where am I? Okay. And again, started up at the top left and I got the number 4 done. So that's cute. I look forward to stitching on this, and this will definitely be pulled out in July. 4th of July rules. Oop, where was that needle? Okay. Okay. Next one that was spun was God Bless America sampler. And here's that pattern by Artful Offerings. And this is being stitched on a 25 count Silver Moon Lugana. And I told myself that I was pulling all this fabric from Stash. And thankfully, the only one that I ordered was the one for Lady of the Flag, that newer version. And these I was able to keep my word, pull from Stash. So this is all I got done. It's the flagpole that goes down the edge. So, but it's a start. That's all that matters. That flagpole was an hour's worth of time. It's amazing how sometimes we can just stitch on these things. It's like, that's all I got done? All right, the next one was Americano by Rosewood Manor. Cute little pattern. And this I am stitching on a 32 count antique white Belfast linen. And I started at the top, a little pinwheel that's sticking out, and that's where I got. So hopefully this will be a quick stitch. This will definitely get pulled out again in July. Then we had Flag Day Pincushion from Shepherd's Bush. And when I had ordered this, they had it advertised on their site as the little tin, because when this first came out, you could finish this on the cover of a tin. And that's what I had ordered. And then they had to email me and say that they were out of the tin. You know, they apologized. But they just sent, I said, that's fine. Just send me the kit for the pincushion. So here it is. And like I said, it comes with the, the complete kit, the finishing fabric, all the floss. And this one, I started from the bottom, not like me. So I started down here with a little grassy knoll. And I got that whole knoll finished. And I like the variegation on this green. And this fabric is a 32 count American twill linen. So, like I said, it's what it came with in the kit. So, and that needle is going to poke me. When that person sent me the fabric for that Lady of the Flag and I was washing it, I didn't notice that she had her needle stuck in the fabric. And I went to, scrunch the fabric to, wash it. And the needle went right into my finger. Oh, stupid me for not noticing that it was there. Okay, so that is the Flag Day pincushion. The next one, is Freedom by Rosewood Manor. Remember, I had all those Rosewood Manor patterns. And here it is. Whoops. I like the pillow too. I might do the pillow also. And she gives you, for the flag on the pillow, like you have all these different flag designs in the back, which is, I think, pretty cool. Now, this is called for a 32 count Murky. Now, I pulled this out of stash and I was thinking, oh man, because we all know what Murky looks like, right? It's what we all use for our Halloween pieces. But again, you trust the designer, right? And got my little B&E stitchery needle minder up there. So here's the F. Now, the red and the blue, Weeks Dye Works, Merlot, and Fathom, they're really deep colors, so they're really going to look nice on this fabric. If you look at the cover, you can see the modeling, the Murky, and that just gives it, I don't know, I want to say like battle worn, maybe. battle-worn look to it. So I think this is really going to come out nice. I will say, I think this is my first time stitching on Picture This Plus fabric. And you always hear people say that whatever process Picture This Plus uses to dye their fabric, it shrinks it. And I would have to agree with that. It was very tight getting the needle into some of those holes. It's supposed to be a 32, but I think it's really a 35. I tried counting the linen, and that's what I came up with. Next one was the mini firecracker sampler. This one's going to be a challenge. It's a really cute pattern. And I did not realize that these are a lot. There's actually a lot of Krynic in with these. The tips of the firecrackers where the gold is, that's all Krynic. And there's Krynic in with some of these too, which is fine, I guess. But it calls for DMC and needles floss. Now, I've never heard of needles floss, and this pattern is by the Nutmeg Needle. So, and it's from 1995. So I'm assuming that needles floss must have been maybe floss that they carried, or that they actually produced. So I did sub the floss out because I don't have the blue needles that it's calling for. So I subbed out Weeks Dye Works Deep Sea, and the red is going to be Weeks Dye Works Brick. Because those are variegated flosses, which again surprised me because I didn't realize that there were variegated flosses around back in 1995, but what do I know? So this is being stitched on a 28 count Summer Khaki by Zweigart. And this is where I got. So I started the A, I'm at the top, the bottom of the A, and then the white, and then the top is the red. So yeah, this will probably come back out again in July since it's firecracker related. And next we have, okay, so the next one pulled was Colors of Freedom by Stony Creek. And I'll show you the pattern. And I was so excited. Oh, sorry, you got to see all my piles back there. And I was so excited that this was called because I really wanted to do this. And this is, I'm going to be doing this Air Force one for my kids. And this is all Krynic. And I did not realize that, so I had to order it. So even though this one was drawn on the wheel, I couldn't start it. And it calls for the Krynic pewter, white, silver high luster, and gray high luster. So this is all silver in here, and then the pewter and white, and the red is actually DMC 666, which is that Christmas red. And everything else is Krynic. I was so surprised to see that. So this will be very sparkly, obviously, when it's done. But I can't wait to see how it turns out. And I did get the floss in. That's what this yellow bag is right here. That's my delivery from 123. So now that I do have the Krynic, I will get started on that. So the final one pulled was, or spun, I should say, was Founding Promises by Silver Creek Samplers. And that's this one. And this one I am stitching on 18 count parchment with all the called for DMC. And I just got a small start on this. So again, this is the flagpole and the start of the flag right there. And this was actually a very easy stitch. I just didn't have a lot of time to spend on it the day that I had to start this. So this will definitely get pulled back out again in July. The one that was pulled, that was spun yesterday, that I did want to start at the little stitching meetup was Lincoln's Eagle, which I absolutely love, 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 love. So here it is. Now, imagine, shocker, I did not get it started yesterday at the little stitching meetup. Too busy talking. But when I spun this and went to kit it up, I knew that I had the perfect fabric for this. And it's called for straw, 40 count. And I had this fabric. It's an 18 count curry. You know when you know that you have the absolute perfect piece of fabric for one of your patterns? That's what this was. I pulled this pattern out and I said, I know exactly what I'm going to stitch that on. And so hopefully that gets started today, since I didn't start it yesterday. And I have not spun today's wheel yet. I will do that. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do it now. Let's see what pops up. Okay. July. Okay, let's go see which pattern that is. Okay, I'm back. So July. This is the Cricket Collection. And I thought that was very patriotic. I have all the months, but I've just never stitched them. So that'll be fun to start. And let's see what I have pulled for fabric. Oh, I have a 32 count splash mint with white polka dots Lugana. I think this is going to be perfect. Oh, it's better up here. So it's minty green with little white dots splashed on it. So that'll be perfect. That is my start for today. Now, I had also wanted to start Mother's Tree today. And wanted to get some work in on the Last Supper because that's my normal Sunday stitch. So I guess I'm going to be busy this afternoon. Hold on and I'll pull Mother's Tree. Okay, so this is by Lavender and Lace. And if you watch Just Keep Stitching, Pam had stitched this. and so did Barbara from Keepsakes. So I thought this would be really great to stitch, especially since I'm into genealogy. And what's fun is that as I go down, I can ask my daughter if she wants to stitch her name. Um, and then I can let Allie stitch her name. Won't that be cool? So I haven't decided which fabric I'm going to use. I have a 32 count Creek Bed Brown by Traditional Stitches. Or I have a 32 count straw, which is, has a more yellowish tinge to it. So I don't know. The pattern calls for sand. And I'm not sure if I even know what color sand is, but I'm guessing maybe it's more towards the color straw. I am leaning more towards this color because I want it to have like a old look to it, old yellow aged look to it. So maybe I'll be going with the straw. So that is on my agenda for today. After I go pick up the dogs, probably. I went to church this morning, went and visited my mother, wish her a happy Mother's Day, went to Dunkin' Donuts, came home, took the dogs to daycare to get them out of the house, and then I'll be going to pick them up. And I swear, I didn't change. This is what I wore to church. And stupid me, I didn't change before I went in the car with the dogs. And of course, the windows are open and the dog hair is flying everywhere. And now I'm covered with dog hair, but that's all right. Just go into the wash tonight along with everything else. Okay, so now let's jump into whips for May. Okay, back. See, I told you I had a lot to share with you this week. So the first, let's pull out my temperature chart. This is the 2024 cottage temperature chart from Fat Quarter Shop. And I am recording the highs. The last time I showed this to you, I didn't even have April even started. So I got April completed. And notice that we have pops of yellow coming in there now. Those were days that the temperature was in the low 70s. Then, whoops, we have May started, and look at those two orange blocks. Those were 2 days last week, back to back, 78 degrees, which is awesome for here in May. May, you figure that the temperatures are going to be low 70s to mid 70s because it's spring. But 78, oh my gosh. Mother Nature has been teasing us because then immediately after that, it went right back down to the 60s. If you notice, we have this same color for 4 days. And that's 61 degrees, 60, 61, 62. That's that color range. So Mother Nature giveth and Mother Nature taketh away. But that is caught up right up until yesterday. So Glad I did get caught up on that one. Okay, so on the 2nd of the month, which is its allotted day each month. For those of you who don't know, I have all my oldest whips. I have a monthly rotation that I try to follow. And so I will have everything written down with an allotted day, and it's the same allotted day every month. So, the first one is Peacock Tapestry, which I started, for my New Year's Day stitch along with Fibers and Floss Canada. You know, then it goes right down the line. I do have others that I add in because I always want to be stitching on a religious piece, which I will pull out on Sundays. I have a monochromatic piece, just black and white, that is in my rotation. I have a red sampler that's in my rotation. I have what's called From the Vault, which is a sampler or a pattern that is at least 30 years old that I stitch on. And some of these can fill 2 slots at the same time. Like my Out of the Vault is also filling my sampler requirement too. So it's filling 2 things. And then I have my sales that I'm working in, my challenges, and for May, it was Maynia and Mira May. Um, and then, things that I start like my Christmas ones, those are part of my monthly rotation. And even A Witch Next Door, Halloween, that's part of my monthly rotation. So I'm stitching on some of these throughout the year, not just in the season. That way, I hope to get various patterns completed or at least a good chunk worked on throughout the year. And because if you just pull something out for the month of December and then put it away, it's going to take you a long time to finish that, especially like I'm doing Snow Queen. That will definitely take a long time. But anyway, that's just how I do my whip rotation, my monthly rotation. I know that some people don't like to have a set schedule or have to be told what to do, but to me, it's organizational. Um, I'm an organizational person, so I don't even think. It's like I just look, okay, what's today? And I just pull it out and I do it. It helps to keep me organized. It helps to make sure that all the whips I have are at least getting touched once a month. And that's the goal. That's my goal of doing this. So anyway, just thought I would share that with you. So on the 2nd of the month was Houses of Hawthorne Hollow, which I believe I had not even touched since February. Um, so here's that pattern by Carriage House. And I don't remember if I took a before picture of this. If I did, I will stick it up here. But I think the last time I showed this to you, I only had hanging thread. I found a piece of floss in my dog's bed the other day. Don't know how it got there. I'm sure it was probably stuck to her somewhere. The last time I showed this to you, I think I only had the border completed. So I was able to start the words, and I think that looks pretty cool. So I'm happy with that. And I love NPI silks. I'm doing the NPI silks for this, and they're just so soft. So soft. This is my favorite silk. I know that, who was it? I think it was Shelley, the antique needleworker. She put the question out there, like, what was your favorite silk? And, all the silks were mentioned, but nobody mentioned MPI, which surprised me because I love MPI. But, right? We all have our different tastes. Okay, so the next one I worked on that's part of my regular rotation got pulled out on the 4th. This was my birthday start last year in August. And this is And a Forest Grove. Rosewood Manor. Shocker. You know I love Rosewood Manor. And the last time I showed this one to you, I had everything completed except for this tree. This is what I put in, and I couldn't complete the stem because I didn't have that floss, so I had to order that floss. But so another tree down. So that's cool. I'm making my way across that first page. I've already resigned myself to the fact that this will get finished when I'm probably like 80 years old. That's okay. Okay, next one was Dog Sampler. And, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even tell you what those were stitched on, did I? Let's see, And a Forest Screw is stitched on 36 count Edinburgh linen. And the Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. Hello. I think is another 36 count. Oh, was that not in this book? Oh, I started that this year, I guess. I did not even realize that. Switch books. I use these cross-stitch journals to list all my projects in. Oh, I did start it this year. Houses of Hawk Run 36 count platinum linen. Okay. So back to Dog Sampler. This is by Imaginating Ink. And I finally got some good progress on this one. I told myself that I was not putting it down until I got that darn doghouse finished. And the last time I showed this to you, I had just finished the roof. And look, I got the doghouse finished. It's so cute. I'll tell you something, this is so darn cute. The little welcome sign, the little flowers along the front. Adorable. So then I'll just have to stitch the second dog on the other side of the house. And that's it for the top row, other than the arches, the lacy arches that are on the side. But that's back stitching. So I am so pleased. I told myself I was not putting this down until I got that darn doghouse finished. Perfect. Then the frog came to visit again. Actually, I think that I frogged both Angel of the New Dawn and this one on the same day. I just decided to torture myself. It had to be done, so this is Welcome to the Lake by Hinzite. I started this last year. You guys have seen it in my whip rotation. And, you know, sometimes I just amaze myself at How dumb I can be. I did not even notice. Now, I do have a before picture for this one, which I will put here. And I frogged it out and restarted it. And what do you notice is different? The color of the letter? I had stitched that in the wrong color. Why? I don't know. Why I didn't notice it? I don't know. So once I did notice it because I was pulling the second color because I said, oh, let's start doing the inside, because I had the outline done. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I did that whole thing in the wrong color. So, yep, wah. Pulled that. You know what's funny is that I do know that I frogged both those pieces on the same day because I had just finished watching an episode of Maine Cabin Masters, which love that show. And they had just redone a cabin for a woman who loves frogs. So the brackets for her shelving were frogs. They hired somebody to do a fire pit and he carved a bench and there were frogs carved into it. So I had just finished watching that and then I started frogging. I'm like, oh gosh, that frog came to visit me from that TV show. Um, but anyway, I want to show you something. Okay, sorry about that. My daughter called. So I wanted to show you these. They're actually sewing machine cleaning brushes, but they have, and I don't know, they have like this little, see this little end, this little tip on the end of it, and it's a hard little tip. And if you use this on your fabric after you've frogged, um, basically you can just go through the lines of the fabric with this tip and it pulls all the little tiny fiber hairs out that you don't even notice. After you frog, sometimes you still have like the hue or the tint of that color on the fabric, even though you have pulled all the threads off. Use this and scrape along where you see that tint or that hue, and it picks up those little tiny microscopic fibers that are still there, because they were inside the holes, when the needle went down and the thread is caught in the holes. That's what this is for. It's to get down inside your bobbin casing on your sewing machine and to get out all that little lint or the little pieces, that the thread is fiber. So there's always going to be little pieces down inside your sewing machine and on your fabric after you have frogged it out. So I can't highly recommend these. You can't, because even after I frogged this out, I could still see the green tint, the aqua tint on this fabric. And I used this and just scraped it. And I had a little tiny pile of you know, microfibers that were pulled off using this thing. So definitely, again, they're called sewing machine cleaning brushes, but use them. And you can get these on Amazon or probably at Joann's or any other place that sells sewing machine notions. So I just wanted to share that with you. Little tip. So let's see. Put that down. So that was Welcome to the Lake. I just restarted the whole thing, the correct color this time. And we'll move on from there. Okay, so other than that, the only thing that I was working on regularly was Angel of the New Dawn and my Maynia um, spins every day. So, haul. Hold 1 second. Okay, so the first couple things I want to show you, they're not really haul that I purchased. These were items from the retreat that I did not end up receiving because I was late the first morning. I woke up with a migraine, so I didn't get there until close to lunchtime. And so Jackie from Jack's Creative Inspirations, Jackie Beechner, she had made these floss drops for the retreat. Whoops, turn around. And they say Library Stitchers Retreat. And I had missed out on getting one of these, and she was so kind to send this to me, and I am so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. Thank you, Jackie, so much. And I will link her FlossTube down below. She is the kindest person. She's such a sweet person. So I'm so happy that I got that from her. And then my bag, we all got, bags when we entered that had, that were filled with all kinds of different stuff. And this was a pattern that was supposed to be included in the bag, and my bag didn't have one. So Emma from B&E Stitchery, who was one of the organizers of the retreat, just sent this to me, and I am so grateful because I really, really want to stitch this. And she sent puffin fabric that goes with this. This is a pillow, and so this is the back for it. So thank you, Emma. I appreciate you sending that to me. And I will actually see Emma and Brandy at Celebration this coming week. So that was basically just stuff from the retreat that I had got. Then I got, don't be surprised. I know this is going to be a shocker. Rosewood Manor, Hearts of the Kingdom. And Language of the Flowers. Not that I need any new starts, right? These will not be started right away, but I just loved these patterns and I wanted to get them. So this was a big surprise. Evidently, I had an order. Let me show one more thing before I get into Hobby House. Now, I had gone onto eBay just randomly, and look at what popped up. I have wanted this. Like, I was just going to order the pattern is on my list of patterns to order, but the kit was for sale on eBay. And so I snatched that up right away. And this came out at Market, I think 2022. Oh no, 2020, celebrating 400 years. So yes, this was the celebration of the Mayflower, or the Pilgrims, I should say, 1620 to 2020. And oh my gosh, so whoever had this, let me show you what's in here. So you have the pattern, the Women of the Mayflower, And I am actually descended from, is her name on here? Hannah White. Yep. Oops, sorry. I'll take it out so there's no glare. I'm sure that you've all seen this before. And this is by With Thy Needle and Thread. So you got the pattern. You got something to keep your pattern information on. I mean your stitching information. I'm guessing this goes on the back because it has your name, wrought by, and date completed. And then a little measuring card. See the inches are on there at the bottom. I don't know why I can't think of the name of that. What is this? Oh, an excerpt from William Bradford's journal. Oh, because this is the fabric is called William Bradford fabric, and it's a lovely fabric. It's gorgeous. And this looks like it's fabric from William's journal. A pattern by Brenda Gervais, Celebrate Harvest. I mean, guys, this is wonderful. All these little things that are in here. It comes with the floss, and look, she already has it on floss rings and floss drops. Came with the little Pilgrim needle miner. And this fabric is gorgeous. I mean, she's already started it, which is fine. I'll just continue and pick up where she left off. But I don't know if you can see the modeling in this fabric. But it is gorgeous. Let me see what the count is on this. It's 40 count. Oh, 40 count vintage country mocha. Oh, guess I've never seen a 40 count piece of that. Looks a lot different. But anyway, so I was thrilled. I was thrilled to get this. I know these were in high demand when they first came out in 2020. So yeah, that was my haul from eBay. Okay, now I am so bad. I am so bad. How many of you, because this can't happen to just me, all right? How many of you receive stuff in the mail and you open it up and you go, oh, I don't even remember ordering that. I'm telling you, it happens to me. It happens to me. So evidently, I already had an order at Hobby House that I don't know why they'd been holding it, because obviously I must have ordered this before tax season. I have not put in any new orders with Hobby House, so I don't know if they were waiting for, oh, I know why. They wanted to ship everything together because of one item that I got, again, that I did not remember ordering. But anyway, so I think that they waited until this and they shipped everything together. So let me show you the patterns I got. This is so darn cute. This is for Allie. So cute, little penguin. Then I got Wonderful Life Pin Keep Drum by Stacy Nash. Yes, please, Stacy Nash. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And here's the back. So nice. Then we got another drum, Liberty Pin Drum and Justice Needleberry, and this is by Heartstring Samplery. I could have had this on my patriotic wheel. It'll get started someday, maybe in July. Oh, I'll box it up afterwards. Okay, and then we got, I must have been on a drum kick. Then we got the Mary Alcorn 1764 Sampler Series, the Sampler Drum. And this is exclusively by Hobby House. Again, did not remember ordering this. So this is the big thing that came in the package. I was surprised when I got a box because, like I said, all I had ordered was, or what I was expecting, was the We the People fabric that I had ordered for Lady of the Flag. So when a box arrived, I was thinking, wow, what else is in there? So all these patterns were in there, and evidently I joined the Hobby House Mystery Box Club. So believe me, it was a mystery to me when I got it, and I haven't opened this. I was looking at the receipt and I'm like, Mystery Box Club. When did I sign up for that? It must have been in one of my delirium stages, you know, a late night of doing taxes, and so probably perusing the internet. Okay. I gotta figure out how to open it. All right, so let's see what's in this thing. Black tissue paper. Mary Whedon, limited edition, March 2024 mystery box exclusive from Hobby House. I'm guessing that these mystery boxes are coming out quarterly since they say that this is the March, and I haven't received any others. So that's the pattern that's in here. That's a cute pattern. This is fun. I've never done a box unveiling before. Mary Whedon limited edition, 32 count parchment linen and overdyed floss by Weeks Dye Works. Oh, okay. So we got the linen, parchment, 32 count parchment, and the floss in the back. Don't you love it when you can order something and it's all kitted up and you don't have to do anything else with it? So then we have a floss ring. Does that come in there, or do I already have dog hairs on this thing, for crying out loud? So floss drop. A needle minder. Good, I love needle minders. I'm one of these people that has the bad habit of sticking the needle in the fabric. look at this. Sewing needles, but look at, they're Seiju. Seiju needles. Oh my gosh. How cool is that? Oh, you must have to sew this into a pillow, I'm guessing. What is this? Bee bar lotion. Citrus. Little tin. Is this wax? It says lotion, but it's like it's hard. It's like a bar of soap. What does this say? Hand and body lotion bar. Experience the most remarkable natural lotion you've ever used, rich in shea and other natural oils and emollients. Warm the bar between your hands and apply generously to dry, damaged skin. Oh, so evidently your body heat warms it up and you must just rub it on yourself? I'll try that. I got dry skin. Oh, what's this? Little box. I can pull it out. Oh, looks like it's a journal with a pen or a pencil. Is that paper in there? Oh, it's cork. Oh yeah, it's a pen. And, oh, isn't that cute? Is the pen on the side? Oh, it has blank pages and lined pages. So either you can write or draw or maybe put in those little small, what are they, 2x2s or 3x3 photographs that you can print out. And this must be fabric. Oh no, they're note cards. Note cards. Those are pretty. Wow. I guess I'm going to like being part of this mystery box club. I'd say that's some pretty cool things. So, that's a good haul item. So that's pretty cool. So that's my haul, other than the yellow bag of floss that I got to finish kitting up Maynia projects and other projects that may be missing floss, like my Angel of the New Dawn. This is really cool. I really like this. Like I said, I don't remember signing up for this, but I'm glad that I did. Okay, so that's it for haul. But I did get something else in the mail that I wanted to show you. And this won't interest a lot of you. It'll probably only interest those who are sewers. But I signed up for this International Sewing Machine Collectors Society. I became a member and it's free. And they send you these monthly journals. They're like a magazine, and it basically talks about the history of sewing and different sewing machines and different methods of sewing. And um, I've only gotten one other magazine so far, but to me, I just find this fascinating. And maybe you would too. So it's called the International Sewing Machine Society. It's this, if you wanted to look it up online, this is their abbreviation, and you can plug that in, just Google it, and it'll bring it up. So just something I want to share with you. Okay, so on to plans. This week in Nashua, New Hampshire is Celebration of Needleworks, and that is I missed it last year. It is a 4-day, I guess you can call it a retreat because people do come from, you know, everywhere to go to this. I know that the Two Martini Stitcher attended last year, and she's from Washington State or Oregon, I can't remember. And they have one hall that is just set up as a venue for shopping. And I know that Silver Creek is one of the vendors there. Um, they have a lot of vendors that show up. I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I know that Teresa Vanette does a trunk show. So, and that's just like one whole hall that you can go into. Then they also have classes that you can sign up, and I've signed up for quite a few. I believe I signed up for 3 on Wednesday and 2 on Friday, um, and then 2 on Saturday, and then they have a big dinner Saturday night if you choose to go to that, if you want to attend that. And they have guest speakers, and they have guest speakers too that do workshops that you can sign up for also. And or you can just choose to sit. They have a stitching room assigned, and you can just choose to sit in the stitching room. So I will be attending. I can just commute. I'm not too far from Nashua. I'm probably an hour, maybe a little less. But like I said, I know that Brandy and Emma are attending from B&E Stitchery. I don't know of anyone else, but I'm sure that there are many, many floss tubers that are going to be attending. So I have that coming up this week. And then at the end of the month, from the 30th of May to the 5th of June, I go away on my quilting retreat. It's called Quilting in New England, and it is a week-long quilting retreat right here in New Hampshire at Waterville Valley. This will be my 4th year attending, so I'm looking forward to that. Last year I did my New Hampshire quilt, which I had shown a picture of in one of my prior videos, but I'll put a picture in here. I'm hoping to get a quilt done for my daughter this year. Like I said, she's getting married. In case you don't know, she's getting married Labor Day weekend, and she's getting married in Glacier National Park in Montana. So I want to do a quilt for her. I did find quilt blocks of the national parks, and I found this wonderful backing that's national park related. So I want to try to put those together and come up with a quilt for her. So we'll see how that works out. And then Father's Day weekend, June 13th to the 16th, I will be heading to StitchCon Weekend B. So I have a busy month ahead of me, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so that was a long one. There was a lot of content to share with you. I'm glad that we got through it. So my next video will probably be not even 2 weeks. I am leaving the 23rd to head to Ohio to meet up with my future son-in-law's parents, and they are doing a mini type of bridal shower, meet and greet type thing for my daughter and their side of the family. So I will be in Ohio for Memorial Day weekend, and I probably will not take any stitching with me. So I will either get a video out before I leave or after I come back. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I probably won't take any stitching with me to Ohio. But I hope that you have an enjoyable next couple of weeks. And until we meet up again, happy stitching. Bye.